Most people fix problems the way they fix a leaky faucet. They patch it up and hope it holds. But what if I told you there's a simple mental model that uncovers the real reason behind any problem and stops it from coming back? It's called the 5 whys. Welcome back to the Strategic Mind. Here we explore tools and frameworks that make you smarter, sharper, and more strategic. Today we're breaking down the 5 whys, a deceptively simple method Toyota used to revolutionize manufacturing, and that you can use to revolutionize your own life. The 5 whys is exactly what it sounds like. When you face a problem, you ask why, 5 times. Each answer digs deeper, peeling back layers until you uncover the root cause. By the 5th why, you're usually staring at the real issue, not just the surface symptom. To see the 5 whys in action, let's walk through a simple, everyday problem. Imagine you're consistently late for work. It's frustrating, it's stressful, and it's starting to affect your professional reputation. You could just set your alarm earlier, but that's treating the symptom, not the cause. Instead, let's apply the 5 whys to dig deeper. So first question, why are you always late for work? The immediate answer might be, because I keep missing the 8:15 a.m. bus. Okay, that's our first layer. Now let's go deeper. Why do you miss the bus? Because I always leave my apartment about 5 minutes too late. We're getting warmer. This is a process issue, but it's not the root of the problem yet. So we ask again, why do you leave late? Because I can never find my keys. I spend at least 10 minutes every morning searching for them. A specific recurring bottleneck. This is a critical clue. Why can't you find your keys? Because I don't have a designated spot to put them when I come home. I just toss them wherever. We're almost there. This reveals a lack of organization. One final question should get us to the core. Why don't you have a designated spot for them? Because I've never really thought about setting up a system for my daily essentials. And there it is, the root cause. The problem wasn't the bus, your timing, or even the messy search. It was the absence of a simple system. The solution isn't a faster run or an earlier alarm. It's installing a hook or placing a bowl by the door. By fixing the root cause, the entire chain of problems, the frantic search, the late departure, the missed bus, and the stressful arrival at work, simply dissolves. That is the power of finding the right why. So, why is this simple technique so incredibly effective? Why does asking why 5 times work where other problem-solving methods fall short? The answer lies in how our brains are wired. We are naturally inclined to seek the path of least resistance, to find the quickest, most obvious fix. This is a cognitive shortcut, a mental heuristic that serves us well for simple, everyday decisions. But when we face complex, recurring problems, this tendency leads us straight into a trap, the trap of treating symptoms instead of the actual disease. Most people stop at the first answer. They say, I'll just wake up earlier, or I'll set an alarm. But those are band-aids. They are local optimizations, small tweaks to one part of a system that don't address the fundamental flaw. It's like noticing your phone battery is always dead and deciding to just charge it more often, without ever asking it's draining so fast. Maybe a rogue app is running in the background or the battery itself is failing. Charging it more is a temporary fix for the symptom, a dead battery, but it doesn't solve the root problem. You're still tethered to a power outlet, your freedom limited by a problem you haven't truly addressed. The 5 whys method acts as a powerful antidote to this cognitive bias. It forces you to bypass the easy, surface-level answers and systematically peel back the layers of causality. Each why is a step deeper, moving you away from the immediate symptom and closer to the core of the issue. This is the essence of systems thinking. It's the recognition that problems are rarely isolated events. Instead, they are often the output of a series of interconnected parts and processes. By tracing the chain of cause and effect, you're not just fixing one thing, you're understanding and improving the entire system. This is precisely why Toyota used it to revolutionize its manufacturing process. A defect on the assembly line wasn't just a mistake, it was a symptom of a deeper issue, perhaps a faulty machine, an inefficient workflow, or inadequate training. By not just fixing the defect, but asking why it happened, they could eliminate the source of future defects, saving millions and building a reputation for unparalleled quality. The 5 whys forces you to dig deeper, to think strategically, and to solve problems permanently. It transforms you from a reactive problem fixer into a proactive system builder, allowing you to eliminate those frustrating recurring issues in your work, your finances, and your life, once and for all. The true power of the 5 whys technique is its incredible versatility. It's not just a tool for engineers on a factory floor, it's a mindset for anyone, anywhere, who wants to solve problems for good instead of just patching them up. Let's explore how this simple framework can bring clarity to complex issues across different areas of your life, starting with the professional world. In business, the applications are endless. Imagine a critical project misses its deadline. The surface level reason might be that the development team was late. But why? Because they were fixing unexpected bugs. Why? Because a key module wasn't tested thoroughly. Why? The testing team was understaffed. And why was that? Because the initial project plan underestimated the testing resources required. Suddenly, the root cause isn't a slow team, but a flaw in the project planning process itself. Or consider a marketing campaign where leads are dropping off. Why? The landing page isn't converting. Why? The call to action is weak. Why? It doesn't align with the ad that brought them there. Why? The ad and landing page were created by separate teams with no shared brief. The root cause isn't a bad web page, it's a broken communication workflow. Now, let's bring it home to our personal lives. This is where the 5 whys can be truly transformative. Take personal finance. You keep overspending your monthly budget. Why? You're making too many impulse purchases online. Why? You tend to browse shopping sites when you feel bored or stressed in the evening. Why? You don't have a relaxing wind-down routine. Why? You feel too mentally drained from work to do anything else. The root cause isn't a lack of willpower, it's the absence of a healthy coping mechanism for stress. The same logic applies to health and habits. You keep skipping your morning workouts. Why? You're too tired. Why? You went to bed too late. Why? You were scrolling on your phone. Why? It's a habit you've developed to avoid thinking about the next day's stressful tasks. The problem isn't laziness. It's unmanaged anxiety. And finally, in our relationships, the 5 whys can help us break out of damaging cycles. You and your partner keep having the same argument. Why? Because one person feels unheard. Why? Because the other person gets defensive and shuts down. Why? Because they feel personally attacked by the way the issue is raised. Why? Because the conversation often starts with blame. Why? Because you're both exhausted and haven't learned a constructive way to voice unmet needs. The root cause isn't the topic of the argument, it's the communication pattern itself. In every case, we move from blaming a person or a single event to understanding a deeper, systemic cause we can actually fix. Here's how you can apply the 5 whys in your own life. Define the problem clearly. Gather data. Identify possible causes. Ask 5 whys. Verify the root cause. Implement a solution. Monitor results. The 5 whys is more than a problem-solving tool. It's a mindset. It teaches you to stop treating symptoms and start solving causes. Try it this week. Pick one problem, ask why, 5 times and see where it leads you. If you enjoyed this mental model, hit like, subscribe to The Strategic Mind, and share your own 5 whys journey in the comments.